Hi, everybody, and welcome to the last video from us for this year. I am joined today by Emmet Byrne, senior producer, Chris Walz, editor, and Elaine Lithgow, developer. Hooray! So how's everybody been? Emmet, what have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
Good. This might be our last video ever, judging by the amount of takes we've had to do to get started. But it's all good. We're started now. We're not stopping. We are a runaway train. I'm good. I'm very much looking forward to the Christmas break. To just like sit for a while.
In the dark.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Just painting my painting
great.
my new models. That's all.
Painting faces onto Werther's originals and talking to them. That's my plan anyway. I think that'd be quite cool. Chris, how about you? How you been?
Pretty good. So I am US based, and we currently have a bunch of snow here right now. So I have been sitting inside and staring out and not going into a small blizzard mostly.
Wait for the large
Yeah.
blizzard. I think if you're
Yeah.
going to blizzard, go large or go home.
Yeah.
Definitely. Excellent. Elaine, how have you been?
Yeah, good. I received a substantial box of Warcry. Oh, and my cat. My cat's also helping.
Yes, the cat is the new hero.
Yes, the cat's an honorary member of Cubicle 7. Yes, I received
the right
a
colours and
substantial box
everything.
of new Warcry. I know, right? Very on brand.
Yes.
Yeah,
what
so
Warcry stuff?
yeah, I got the new Catacombs box. I missed the
okay.
original starter set. This is me just onboarding to Warcry. There's only so long you can spend looking at all of the GW modern sculpts for research and everything before you just have to take the plunge and buy something.
Yep.
And after playing my Shadow Stalker so much for playtesting, I just had to get in on that Warcry box. So that's going to be my big holiday project.
Excellent.
It's 100 plus pounds worth of plastic.
I'm a huge scenery geek as well. I love the ruins with like all the walkways and the wooden planks and things like that. I think that's fab.
Yeah, for
Excellent.
sure.
Cool. So we've been very busy lately, so we're going to run through some of the things that we have been up to, and some of the lovely things that are now available. We'll. What else am I supposed to say? We'll have. I'm doing my overview of 2020, which is very exciting. I always meet every year. I always right this year. I'm going to do one of those big kind of like end of year summaries of what's happened and how the year has gone, and what we're going to do next year, what the plans are, and things like that. And I always just get too busy, and I could do that, but no, I've got to be like working on this book or do something like that. So this year, I've said it now in public on a video, so it has to happen, right?
Oh, we can cut this bit out though. As soon as it hits the 18, just like the screeching of tires as you tear away from the office.
Yep, that's the plan anyway. We'll see how well that one goes. But yes, so we're all obviously it's been a bit of a year for everybody. So I think most of us are taking a fairly good break. It's that combination, isn't it? I think between pandemic and all of the home working and all of the finding new ways of getting everything done. It's been quite tiring. Also, no one's had anywhere that they could go to take leave, so I think everybody's got pretty much
Yeah, exactly.
a huge amount left. I think everybody's off for 2 weeks, so yes, we'll be taking some well-earned rest over the holidays. So this is our last video update for the new year. I think, as I said at the start. We'll still be posting some stuff, so you can keep up with us on social media and on the website. But and the customer service team will also be taking a break. We'll have somebody around covering, but it'll be sort of on a lighter coverage than usual. So if we could just ask for some patience over the holiday period, might take a little bit longer to get back to you. We will get back to you, so please bear with us on that.
They've had months of packing core books and shipping them away and helping people with orders.
I don't think we didn't get any photos this time, did we? It's
no time for photos.
I don't think there was. Honestly, it was there were pallets leaving every day. It was a huge amount. I mean, they really have like gone the
Yeah, it's
extra
incredible.
mile
It's
over
incredible.
the last couple of months. Yeah, the between Soulbound and Wrath and Glory here has been absolutely amazing. So yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. If some other things, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to hear in these updates in the new year, then do let us know. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all the rest of it. Cool. So, what should we talk about first? Let's talk about 40k first, should we? Let's talk about Wrath and Glory.
Yes, let's start in the grim darkness and work our way to the slightly less grim darkness.
This
Move towards the light. So I think.
dimness.
I think so. Let me just grab my notes just in case I forget anything because I got yelled at. So when this goes out, I think Litanies of the Lost should be up for pre-order, which is our first adventure book for Wrath and Glory. So similar to what we've done with Uber's Wreck Adventures and what we've done with Shadows in the Mist, we have a series of adventures, and if you pre-order Litanies of the Lost, you'll get the new adventures as they're updated. But the first one is Due to Beyond Death, which Elaine is one of yours, and it's really creepy and awesome. Do you want to? I know there was some stuff you wanted to run through on this, so let's just dive straight in.
Yeah. So first of all, minor spoilers. If you're thinking that you're going to end up being a player in this, you might want to sort of skip ahead a couple of minutes just so you don't get spoiled. It is an action horror adventure, sort of crawl through a servitor manufactorum, which is sort of the baseline that we're working with. But there's a lot of spooky stuff in here, a lot of surprises. So I don't want to spoil anyone if they're going to be playing it, or even if you're a GM and you really just want to be surprised by that book. So I think that's a long enough time for people to scamper to their computers and pause.
Yeah. Skip ahead.
So I don't want to go into too much detail still about what is causing this problem, but TLDR is that there's this servitor manufactorum called Pecthirtius. And contact has been lost. The manufactorum is shut down and gone into lockdown, and everyone they send in doesn't come out. The only thing they hear is static screaming over the Vox. So one of the big goals when we were writing this one was to make the manufactorum itself almost like a character, to really make it feel like this deadly foe that you're up against. So we created this system called Manifestations, which essentially lets you sort of do haunted house type stuff. Very in the same vein as your Ridley Scott's Aliens or Dead Space and things like that. So the GM has... Yeah.
You have to drill your own eyeball out.
Power. Wow.
When we played, I was amazed we survived the playtest.
There are certainly... So the GM has the ability to do all these things on the fly. So you can be in the middle of a combat running down a corridor, and the GM can just, at the click of a finger, slam a door shut and lock it in front of you.
That's great.
So we've got lots of these generic ones, like flooding a room with radiation, bad things. But then we also have these set pieces, and you mentioned having your eyeball ripped out, but there is a very gribbly set piece on a assembly line. And if you imagine an automated assembly line for building cars or something, it's that, but surrounded by servitors with welding and cutting tools. And needless to say, if a character ends up on that assembly line, they're going to have a bad time.
I think I've seen the art for that, actually. Yes, it is wonderful.
And so we do have... The lethality can be very high, and there is quite a good chance that characters may die or certainly leave a large part of their flesh behind as an offering to the machine god in this manufactorum. So that's been great fun to write, and also offer like a sort of framework which I feel could be reworked for a number of situations outside of this adventure if you want to do spooky haunted house things or whatever in your other Wrath and Glory games. So that's probably like
that's awesome.
Writing that for me.
Yeah, I love horror games. I feel like despite the fact that a lot of the time in Wrath and Glory and Warhammer 40k you have like big guns and chainsaws and things, it's still terrifying, do you know?
So Duty Beyond Death, I think, should be out by the time this goes live.
Should be, yep.
Yeah, cool.
Litanies will be up for pre-order, and Duty Beyond Death should be up.
Excellent.
To
This is
download and play.
sometimes early on in our when we got our in our games publication lives, we break down adventure books so that we give you pre-order it. You'll get the first adventure as soon as it's ready, and also that'll be ready when we put the pre-order live, and then each adventure after that we will add to the PDF, we do this in one take, so I don't get these cut out anymore, which is actually I think I've done pretty well so far. No, my usual rate is like one every
we had to stop because of technical difficulties, so you know you can get warmed up again.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the warm up, isn't it? Anyway, so we'll release them adventure at a time. But when this is our first adventure book for Wrath and Glory, so we want to get the adventures out to you as quickly as possible, and also don't want you to have to then buy the book again at the end if you want the book. So we put the pre-order up, you get the adventures as they are ready, and then when everything is ready, we'll print the book and send it to you. So that is how that works. Cool. So yeah, that's awesome. What else have we got coming up for Wrath and Glory?
Yeah, so we have Forsaken System, which we've talked about a good bit. Forsaken System is going really well. We've had it back from it is with the proofreaders at the moment. By the time this video goes out, we should just have gotten it back, but as you mentioned, we're actually wrapping up for Christmas next week on the 18th.
Yeah.
So we will just miss getting those changes in and getting it out the door. But early January, we should have Forsaken System up for pre-order, and you get the PDF straight away.
There's so much cool stuff in there.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I was looking at some of the spreads just when I was running through and doing my review, and yeah, it looks really, really cool. Poor Daniel, one of our artists, who we must get on at some point. He's become the person who does all the metal stuff. So he does all the Caradron and the Stormcast in Soulbound. He's done like all the Manufactorum, I think, in Duty Beyond Death, and all that kind of stuff in Forsaken System. So yeah, he's kind of become the one we get to do all the really cool looking metal stuff. But no, that's looking really good, and yeah, we should have it out early next year. It should be back from proofreading soon, and then we can get it out the door.
Awesome. Great. Great, fantastic. And yeah, loads more plans. We'll have our next video that we'll do early in the new year, and we'll have a lot more sort of like what's coming for the year then. So we will be coming back to all the exciting stuff that's in the works for Warhammer 40,000.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So Soulbound, Emmet, how the core book and collector's edition is now in stores globally.
It is, yep. So Chris, you got yours, right? You're in.
I do. I don't actually have it on hand though. I probably should have done that. And I think the Game Master screen should be out as well. With the Cities in Flame.
Yeah, that's January. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry then. Okay.
We had, people have been following us on social media. I think we mentioned it in the last video. We've had awful trouble moving things around the world last half of the year, which everybody has apparently. The way that the global logistics chains work means that if you get a big disruption like we had earlier in the year, everything's out of whack. So I don't know. Obviously, there's no detail I can't be obsessed with, but the fact that the containers didn't move from the early shipping cycle from China over to the States, particularly, means that just the whole thing's out of whack. And loads of places were waiting for containers to come back because they should have been on one side of the Pacific at that particular time of year, and they were over the other side of the Pacific. Yeah, it's just the level of disruption has been amazing.
There's a board game in that somewhere.
Yes. That really hit us with Soulbound and Wrath of Glory. So we I don't know when the files were going off to the printers in July, I believe, and normally that would have meant we would have been an October date for when it was released in the stores. And as it is, Soulbound got to. I think it was the US was the last market to receive it. I think, and then that was. Well, actually, it's in the future now. Even I think it's the 16th of December was our street date for US stores, and Wrath and Glory hasn't made it. So that will be in January, February. That will be turning up in stores. So, yeah, it's been lots of disruptions there for everybody, you know, and so many people have had it worse. So, we can't really complain too much. My ship didn't get across the Atlantic in good time, but it's very far-reaching consequences. Anyway, so sorry, I got a bit serious there for a second, but
direct orders have started to get their books anyway. It keeps every day. I think someone new pops up on Reddit or one of the Facebook groups or Discord or something like, "Hey, my book arrived," which is great.
It's always lovely, isn't it? I love seeing those.
Yeah. No, it's great now. So that's the core is in people's hands, which is great. So for Soulbound, we have just released Trouble Brewing, which is our holiday adventure. You can kind of play it as holiday or New Year adventure, which involves Jacob Bugmanson, Brewmaster General of the Caradron Overlords, going on a little pub crawl tour through the city of Brightspear.
Which almost certainly goes wrong.
Yeah.
No, surely.
Nah.
Surely not.
But no, that's really nice. Kat Evans wrote that for us, who wrote Fateful Night as well. And she's presented, you can have three, basically, spoilers, Bugman's keg, one of them gets stolen. And you can have three possible culprits. So you can actually play through it differently and have different culprits if you have different groups and stuff like that. One of the culprits is a group of Grots and an Ale Guzzler Gargant. But that's like playing on hard mode because you will get smashed. But yeah, so that's really nice. And the PDF also includes the Brewmaster archetype for the Caradron, who is a lot of fun. They basically make magic beer, except not magic. It's kind of infused with ether gold, which has all these fun little effects. Which is it's kind of more lighthearted, I suppose, than a lot of Soulbound adventures. Definitely not a horror like like Duty Beyond Death.
Remember, drink responsibly, even in Soulbound.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Haunted beer in Fateful Night, stolen beer in this one. And as well as that, we have Streets of Brightspear, which I think we talked about last time, which myself and Elaine wrote, which again has more fun tables for creating artifacts and things. So, both of those are out now, or should be, barring any changes, but they should be out now. And then another PDF we have coming out early in the new year. It won't be out before we break for Christmas. We have Doomed Lands, which I think, Chris, you just wrapped up there a little while ago.
I did, yeah. So honestly, this has been one of my favorite small PDFs that we've done. It takes a look at each of the mortal realms, not Azir, but all the other doomed mortal lands. And it uses the Doom mechanic that we introduced in the core book. And it presents three different options for each realm for set pieces that you can use, where based on the level of Doom that you have, either just in your game in general, or for that specific realm, depending on how you like to represent Doom. These areas do different things depending on what level you're at. One of my favorites, they're all very good, but I think my favorite is probably from Olgu, where it's this forest that as Doom increases, it more maliciously steals your memories, to the point to where you might end up not remembering why you were here, and you just sit down and let whatever might be in that forest come to get you, because you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. So yeah, there's lots of stuff like that. Obviously, the realm of shadow is more, esoteric, I guess, a little more hazy. But then you have things like an Akshi that are just, huge lava pits and stuff.
There's a really nice one in Akshi as well, which I think is like the parched farm. I think that's in Akshi, where as Doom goes up, it becomes harder to farm, and then the people working the farm start to turn on each other. And at the end, is basically the soil starts to run red with blood because...
Yeah, and I guess that's a good point, too. It's not all just like big magical effects. Some of it is just the people in the area start to exhibit the aspects of the realm a bit more. So, like in that example, the fiery, Axians start to become even more warlike or even more argumentative.
One of my favorites is the Shaghorn Boneyard, which is in Gur, but its beasts become harder to control there. And
Yes.
even if you have your own loyal companion, they won't do what you ask them to, because they're kind of getting overwhelmed by the nature of the very realm itself and becoming more wild and savage and stuff, which is just really, really nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great way. I really like the Doom mechanic quite a bit, and we've been kind of subtly expanding on it through adventures. But this is the kind of one stop PDF to where if you really want to expand what Doom can do for your game, then Doomlands is certainly the thing to pick up.
Awesome. Yeah, excellent. Lots of other stuff as well on the go with Soulbound, aren't there? Shadows of the Mist, Shadows in the Mist.
Shadows in the Mist, yeah. Crucible of Life again for that is almost done. It's one of those that's going to slip to next year just because the way things will land. I think it's coming back from proofing right when we're finishing up. So that should be early next year as well, which is really, really nice. Chris, you've been working on some of the Champions of Order stuff as well, which we share 2 new archetypes, which are the Shadow Stalker Elaine mentioned, and the Scenari Cathalar, which I can't pronounce properly.
Yeah, I just finished not too long ago getting through the miracles, and there are quite a few new miracles. I think it's over 30 or 35, I think it is.
I think so.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think that sounds right. But there's quite a few, plus a whole new god to have in tech list. Great stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of them expand on kind of much more far-reaching things than just like a single combat encounter. One of my favorite being from the Sylvaneth, who have a way to very creepily revive somebody or resurrect somebody by
Oh yeah, I
planting some
totally forgot about that. Yeah.
seeds that they make out of the dead person. And I won't give that like totally away, but it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, it's
But
really cool
I
stuff.
like it quite a bit because it kind of informs the world. Like it shows some things that could be going on in the mortal realms. So
Yeah, there's some really nice stuff in there, the endeavors and everything. But yes, so we'll have a bit of an update next year on all the rest of the stuff coming for Soulbound. So we'll have some more updates on that in the new year, as well as some new titles we'll be announcing, which will be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Yeah, some really exciting stuff. And
Yes.
cool. Awesome.
Right.
Should we move on to
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
excellent? Archives of the Empire, I think, will be out by the time this goes live, won't it?
Yeah, we've had a pretty intense 2
Out now?
months.
Out now? I think it's
I'm
out
just
already.
gotta go
It's
check.
just happened.
Not now as you're watching the video. It's
lovely
just happened for
collection.
us in the past. Yeah.
I'm too confused.
Yeah, time travel.
But it's lovely stuff in there, isn't there? I
Yeah,
love
really, really great
stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that step through the Empire as well. That's it's
Yeah,
really
all
good,
stuff
really
in the
good
lore,
stuff.
Lauren, and stuff like that. Really, really nice. Yeah, it's a pretty intense few months for Wolfrup. I think we've released a lot of stuff. We had Hell's Rides to Halt, and then Middenheim, and Archives, and one shots of the Empire.
Yeah.
And when this is out, we'll have released Spirits of Monstil, which is our
Yeah.
holiday adventure as well. Power Behind the Throne should be out as well, and the Companion looking to be out
close by.
yeah, the Companion will be out in January.
Yeah.
I think that's finishing up layout and has to go through proofing, and then it'll pretty much be ready to go. There's a couple more art pieces to come in, but it's pretty close as well. So yeah, there's
lots.
there's a lot coming up.
Loads more for next year as well. I think. But there's. I don't know what are we talking. Are we going too far into next year? Or are we saving that for the next podcast?
Well, we can talk about it as well. Well, the Horned Rat is obviously the big one for next year. We'll have an update with that Horned Rat and Empire in Ruins.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a lot more dev diaries and things for Horned Rat because it's a new
Yeah.
adventure, I guess. But it's looking really good. We've had a look through some of the outlines and stuff, and it's looking really, really nice. But I think there's more PDFs to come next year as well. Shrines of Sigmar is coming out. The next Uberzerk adventure, actually, Blessings That Drew Blood, should be out in January as well. Patrons of the Reichland is coming. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There isn't. I mean, I'm looking at this list and going, there's loads missing off this list.
People don't want to know about that.
No, there is a lot. Yeah, cool. Gosh, yeah, I can't wait. But I'm Horndrat and Empire and Ruins. I think it's looking fantastic. So,
yeah, they're looking really good.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay,
Yes.
great.
A lot of stuff. I think we'll be kind of highlighting a lot of the new releases over the course of the holidays while we're off. Just kind of going, hey, remember this? All the things we released this year. So,
Yeah,
it should be good.
excellent. Cool. Loads of other bits and pieces that we haven't talked an awful lot about in next year. So there'll be lots more news on Doctor Who in the new year, which I'm very excited about. And what else have we got? There's loads of things that we haven't really said yet. I want to save fanfare for some of those, isn't there? There's lots of cool stuff. Of course, there will be. I'm just umming and ahhing now, aren't I?
Well, you're thinking about whether to say it or not, but if you say it, we can talk about
I
it.
am, and I can't. There's loads of stuff I can't talk about. Yeah.
Well, just patiently waiting to see like what you let slip, so we can just keep going. But
Yeah.
I know. Now it's all back to selects, but things like the Imperial Zoo we talked about, and
I think Elaine is scheduled to do some writing on that, on monster parts and how to utilize them. I believe very much, which should be a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, it's been a as with forever, it's been a bit of a year of it, isn't it? I think that there's been a lot of things to get our heads around and a lot of things to contend with, but no, I feel like we've come through the year really well, looking forward to hopefully things normalizing a little bit more next year, and things. It'd be nice to be able to get things across oceans on time. And things like that.
Yeah,
that'd be really good.
we have the new printer as well, so we have more capacity there.
Absolutely. So that was a part of that as well. Was realizing that the our timelines weren't going to be as good as we wanted. That necessitated the change of printer there. The new printer. Amazing. They do a lot of really, really good quality work. So we are it feels like we're going to another safe pair of hands. So
absolutely. We've been very lucky this year with the amount of support from everyone, which has been great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been very genuinely. I know everybody says this, don't they? But genuinely touching as well. It's everybody's has so much on their plates, and so much going on everywhere, and trying to contend with what happened over the year, and that you still found time for us and for our games. It means a lot to us. So thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Right.
Awesome.
I think we're done.
Well, I think that is it for now. Yes, have a wonderful festive holiday, a seasonal holiday of your choice, and
as long as it involves mince pies.
Or mincy peas, as we call them.
Yeah. It's not actual minced meat, Chris. Just so you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I've been doing it wrong, have I? Damn it!
I mean, that sounds pretty good as well.
Yep. That's there's no oh god, that's back to Friends, isn't it? Just
meat good.
Cake good. Yeah.
Trifle good. Trifle's not good. I hate trifle. Anyway, now that we've gone into a cooking channel,
depends how much meat you put in it, really. Right. Okay. So I'll stop saying and I'll say good night.
Goodbye.
Wherever you are.
This is Dr. Fraser Crane. No.
Never signing off, ever.
No.
But it's just, I think we can keep this going for about an hour and a half until the Zoom call runs out.
Yeah. Well, if we get the video up to a certain length, it works way better with the YouTube algorithm. So if we just sit here quietly for a little while. Yeah.
Excellent. Carols?
Okay, I have to go, I guess. Cool.
Great, everybody. Have a wonderful break, and we will see you in 2021.
Cheers, folks.
Bye.
Bye.